commensurate way. There's a story. It is, I have it right here, New York Magazine, John Heilemann. This is the co-author of the book Game Change and made the movie that Sarah Palin, the absolute worst thing that ever happened to America. Sarah Palin, the absolute worst thing that ever happened to John McCain. Sarah Palin, the absolute worst thing that ever happened to the Republican Party. Those guys. It's a long piece. And his point is that for Obama and company this time around, it's all about fear. It's not, there's no hope and change. There's no bringing people together. There's no unity. There's no post-racial, no post-racial, no post-modernism, no post-anything. We're not unified. The world is not in love with us. All of the stuff that was promised or alluded to in 2008, down the tubes now. But this guy, the author, John Heilemann, gets it right this time around. It's all about fear. Obama's got nothing to run on, so he's going to try to scare the public with clever ads and half-truths, 100% lies, anything that he can use. Here, let me read one sentence. This is a long piece. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing, but I think I can get to the nub of this with a sentence here that's near the end of this long story. For all of their brio, Obama's people know their campaign could be derailed by myriad events outside their control. That's the key. For all of their brio, for all their confidence, for all of their, it's their time. Obama's people know their campaign could be derailed by myriad events outside their control. Dismal job numbers, a spike in fuel prices, hostilities in Iran, an economic shock from Europe, the overturning by the Supreme Court of health care reform. I would like to make what I think is a profound correction to this. Every one of those things that this writer claims is out of Obama's control has in fact been caused by him. Everything that is listed here as a potential pitfall that's out of his control is something Obama has made happen. Well, maybe he hasn't caused the Europeans problems, but he's out there urging them to do the wrong thing to fix it. He's urging them to spend. He's telling Merkel and the rest of these people, don't spend, or don't go austerity on us. Spend, spend, spend. That's what he's urging them to do. In fact, let me give you a number. I got a shocking number for you. CNBC story. Greece to leave the Eurozone on June 18th, according to some wealth manager. Greece will leave the Eurozone on June the 18th if the populist government wins the country's elections on the 17th, as the rest of the Eurozone rounds on cheaters. This is from Nick Dewhurst, director at wealth management firm Integral Asset Management. He told CNBC.com this yesterday. Now, here's the great line. This is the stat. Germans have to work until they are 67. Germany is bailing out Greece, right? What are they bailing out? They're bailing out the status quo. Germans have to work until they're 67 to pay for Greeks who retire at age 50. That's the dirty little secret here. There is no austerity. Obama is urging all of this status quo be built upon. But you go look at here. Outside their control, dismal job numbers. Who's killed the job market? Obama, by controlling it, by trying to fix it. With specific policies, Obama has killed the job market. A spike in fuel prices. Who the hell's responsible for that? We have drilling moratoriums in the Gulf of Mexico. We have no Keystone pipeline. We have no drilling in Alaska. No drilling anywhere. No new drilling. We've got all kinds of oil. One man stands in the way, and his party, Barack Obama, the Democrats. Hostilities in Iran. Well, we'll take that off the list. I think Obama didn't cause that, and that's, I don't think he cares, really. Economic shock from Europe, the overturning by the Supreme Court. He's the one who wrote an unconstitutional health care law. He and the Democrats are the ones who've made this possible. They guaranteed that an unconstitutional law would be reviewed by the Supreme Court. So they're going to run on this campaign of fear now. But let me tell you what this campaign is going to be. This campaign is going to be a referendum on Obama, meaning this campaign will revolve largely around things he has had a large measure of control over. Jobs, fuel prices. I mean, these are things that a president can positively or negatively affect. He may not have the direct control of the price of oil, but I'll guarantee you, if we had a president, this is another good example. The American people may not be able, all of us, get our arms around this, but not approving the Keystone Pipeline. Here we, on the one hand, they hear this president and his party for years complain about dependence on foreign oil. Here is non-foreign oil. This is oil from Canada, an ally that would come to the United States, and he's standing in the way of it, contradicting himself. Contrary to Obama's belief, the majority of the American people do not think oil is a problem. They see him standing in the way of progress, is what it all boils down to. Obama, 50 years old. He's rooted in 50-year-old policy. There's not one thing that Obama represents that is progress. He stands against progress. People know this. They sense it maybe more than know it. And it's all out of kilter, and it's leading to decline. Now, while they're running this campaign of fear, this author, John Heilemann, also points out that the Obama campaign intends to portray Romney as, quote, the most conservative nominee Republicans have had going back to Goldwater. I hope they do. That would be, I hope they do. I hope they run out there. This is Romney's big problem. He's not conservative enough for many on the Republican side of the aisle. So if Obama tries to tag this guy as Goldwater or Reagan, bring it on. That'd be the best possible endorsement Romney could get. People don't fear Barry Goldwater anymore. People are not afraid of Barry Goldwater. Fear Obama. People don't fear Romney. They don't fear Ronald Reagan. They don't fear George Bush. They fear Obama. They don't fear Goldwater. This is what I mean about Obama being 50 years in the past, along with some of the Republican establishment, by the way. Obama has bought into this notion that a conservative nominee equals a landslide defeat, i.e. Goldwater. I tell you, this is whoever's running Obama's campaign and Obama himself do not know what they're doing. All this talk about they're the most brilliant strategists and consultants and so forth. They're throwing things up against the wall, hoping it'll stick.